Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to be comparing a couple of sets of grips I've gotten for different pistols and a revolver here. I found the original factory grips for these to be a little less than desirable. Usually they were plastic and black plastic and maybe a little bit rubbery or something like that, but not much. And they really weren't I would say a good size. They were either too thin or too narrow to actually fit well for your hand and position your finger in a very good natural place for your trigger to land right at the meaty part here of your tip of your finger. So I'm going to start with this J-frame revolver right now. Oh, all these are cleared, by the way. There's no rounds. So I really liked the revolver, but I hated the original grip it came with. The original grip that it came with was similar to this one, but actually shorter. So it was about the same shape, but without this last pinky spot. Imagine it stopped right there. I really had a hard time with that, even shooting just 38, not 38 plus Ps. I had a hard time with that. It was not comfortable. It was too small. It was so narrow that I really could not get a good purchase on the firearm. So I went to this one. And this is a beautiful grip. I found this on eBay. The price was right. It was 69, 70 bucks. I don't know. But this is the black and silver laminate. It's gorgeous. It really is. But I thought just having the pinky extension would be enough for me. It helped some, but it was still just narrow from front to back. Just not the depth I needed to fit my hand properly. And then I found these Packmeyers. These Packmeyers were less than $35. I think they were like $33.95 at a local outfitters. And that's about the price that they go for. These are laminated rosewood, and I'll tell you, there's good and bad about them. But the fit, the actual size, the dimension of it is perfect, spot on for me. I've got average size hands, I would say, I guess. I don't have particularly large hands or small hands, but this really fits me well. So let me give you the caveats first on the Packmeyer. The checkering is the smoothest checkering. I mean, this way there's a little bit of resistance, but this is so smooth, it's almost non-existent. So if you're buying it for the checkering, don't worry. Buy the smooth one, buy the checkered one. I don't think it makes a huge difference. The fit, as you can see, isn't as perfect. These were just perfect. Right now they're not on the gun, but I can tell you the gap between the two halves was so minimal. I mean, it was practically non-existent. It was not really visible. This is glaring. This is the big Snake River Canyon of gaps. And, well, if that kind of thing bothers you, then this is going to bother you more. One half of this, the starboard side, as you can see, sticks out just like a 32nd more than the port side. So if that bothers you, if you sand these down, you're going to lose that finish. You're going to have to refinish them to get them to match and all that. It's not really something that bothers me, but I can live with it. If you can't, well, that's something that's going to bother you. Yankee Marshal. Anyway, as you can see, there's a crack here. And this crack wasn't there, obviously, when I first opened the packaging. But when I first opened the packaging, this medallion was completely loose. It was actually at the bottom of the box. When I pulled the grips out, it was missing from the grip. It was sitting inside the box. So I glued it on. I tapped it in with a small, mallet, not a hammer, just a regular mallet. And as I did so, the wood cracked. So this was not installed right from the factory. The wood cracked, and I'm going to have to fix that now. But those are the things I'm willing to live with because it feels so comfortable in the hand, and they were so cheap. These were half the price of these laminate ones, which are gorgeous and damn near perfect, but these fit better. So, got some imperfections. You're paying half the price for them. Maybe it's something you can live with, maybe it's not. Your choice. Anyway, little cyanoacrylate will take care of this for the most part and prevent it from opening up any further or cracking any further down the grip. So the plus sides for this one are also, by the way, the bolt, the screw that holds the two halves together. Nothing protrudes on this side, looks great. And it is a really good, tough, USA made. This whole hand grip, I believe, is USA made. That whole bolt is tough material. It is not something that you're going to strip off easily by using a screwdriver on it, the way God intended. So quality material for the bolt. Maybe not the best execution on the actual grip, but the ergonomics are great. So there you have that one. Now this one, as you can see, the bolt protrudes on the other side. You see the tail end of it there. And that's a shame. I wish this was just solid wood right there. That would look so much better. But other than that, the medallions are nice. They actually look like Smith & Wesson medallions. The finish is beautiful. If it was just a little bit deeper for me, I would have kept something like this if it was just a little more pronounced in the back, say. So there you have it. That's my review, as it were, on these grips for the J-frame. Now let's look at the Walther. Again, this is a cleared firearm. Okay, nothing in there. And now it's going to stay stuck like this because I don't have a rounded magazine. So, but this grip, I found it on eBay. Again, around 60, 65, 69, something like that, dollars. Again, it's the kind of grip that the screw goes through and shows on this end. I wish it didn't. And the screw is actually a little bit long. You can feel it here. The wood is perfect. The actual checkering is sharp and grippy. You can hear that. It's very nice. It's got a ivy motif, so it's got kind of leaves as part of that. I'm sure that this is done with a laser somehow, and it comes out just beautiful. Great on both sides. I really am happy with that. And again, it is actually thicker, so the circumference around it, if you were to measure the perimeter of this grip it fills your hand better, is what I'm trying to say. It actually positions my finger right where it has to be to pull that trigger effectively. So I'm very pleased with this grip, despite the fact that this is a cosmetic problem to me. That screw should have been shorter, and preferably this would have been covered all the way. The wood would have just been continuous, no hole in it. That would have been an improvement to me. But I'm happy enough with the ergonomics that I'm willing to overlook that. So there you have it. eBay, I believe they came from Thailand or something, and rosewood laminate as well. Really very nice. This is two halves, and they come together really well. Oh, I should say one more thing. The Pachmayr, when I first tried to put them on, there's like a little metal roll pin in the frame of the J-frame that's supposed to align the grips, basically, because you only have the one screw. So there's one roll pin right about here that goes into the grips on either side. One of the grips, I believe this side, the left side, was fine. So the starboard side, however, the hole in the grip that was drilled from the factory did not line up properly with that pin. So I had to really just take care of that, massage it a little bit so that the grip would get into place. Sorry, I forgot about that detail earlier. But there you have it. All right, so the Walther. Both of these are very comfortable to use now. All right, this is an old Smith & Wesson Model 59, 9mm. Very, very nice. Sweet trigger, very light trigger. Especially in single action, it's like there's nothing there and then it breaks. But it had these god-awful plastic grips on it that were paper thin, which I can understand that if the factory wanted to make up for this being a double stack magazine, as it is. So the fact that it's a double stack, maybe, whoops, wrong mag. Oh, here you go. I had to put it back in. It's a double stack mag, so maybe the factory wanted to make it as slim as possible. So they had these very slim plastic black scales, basically. They look like scales for a knife, not so much grips for a gun. So I found these rosewood. Obviously, there's a trend here. And these, again, from Thailand. These look very reminiscent to an older style of grips that Smith & Wesson had. They had this deep groove around all the checkering. The checkering is good and sharp. And again, fits perfect. You can really get a purchase on that. Fits just the actual pull from my trigger finger is right where I need it to be. So these were probably cheaper. I think these were just like $60 or $65 on eBay. Not much cheaper, a little bit cheaper. But overall, very pleased with these, ranging from $35 to or $33.99 to $70, $65. Amazing what you can get on eBay these days. Makes a big difference in the comfort when you're using these firearms, in the ability to, position your hand correctly for using these firearms. So I highly recommend, fitting your gun to your use and finding yourself a pair of grips that works for you. If anyone's interested, let me know. I'll try to dig up some links or whatever if anybody wants these grips, or the manufacturer, because they offer a great deal, a lot of different grips for different pistols and revolvers. So if you want me to provide anything, otherwise Google is your friend, I'm sure, and as Google is mine, and I've been able to find everything I needed pretty easily. So there you have it. Quick comparison / review of 4 different aftermarket grips. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you find it useful, and take care, stay safe, and happy shooting.